As we continue to mark the buildup of the Big 250 here in South Carolina, we reflect on the 1775 arms and gunpowder raids that defied the British royal government. Let's welcome back Catherine Pemberton, Chief of Education and Outreach for the SC 250 Commission, and Tony Yeomans, Director of the Old Exchange Building and Provost Dungeon. Glad to have you both with us. So we are taking this trip down memory lane. We're going back in history, talking about the Big 250 that's happening next year. But this particular time in history is very important. Do you want to tell us why?
Yeah. So, the American Revolution didn't just sprout on July 4th, 1776. 1775 was a big year. So this week in history, 250 years ago, we've got Paul Revere's Ride. We have the Battle of Lexington and Concord and the shot heard around the world. And in South Carolina, we had a group of patriots doing sort of a black ops operation to secure arms and gunpowder so that they could stand up their own militia units in preparation for war. So it's really one of those first decisive actions on the road to revolution.
Yeah, when you think about the British government, the Royal Army, very formidable. But the folks that were laying claim right here in South Carolina were certainly a match.
Every bit as involved as the other colonies.
Right? Yeah.
And we're super prepared to take action. And everyday people, as well as prominent Charlestonians, were involved in it.
Yeah. And we're so steeped in history here in South Carolina, particularly in the Low Country. So what else do you want people to recognize and to understand and appreciate as we start getting closer to 250?
Well, this is such a great opportunity to really explore American history, get back to this, maybe explore and rejuvenate your own sense of patriotism. But South Carolina played such an incredibly key role.
Yeah.
And so we're very proud of that. You're going to see activities happening throughout the counties, throughout South Carolina, and that's what SC 250 does. At the Old Exchange Building, of course, this is what we do every single day. The American Revolution is our story. We talk about it. We talk about the building's 252 years of history, which happens to coincide with the birth of South Carolina modern and the United States of America.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Just before we get into the event that's taking place on the 19th, you had mentioned the gunshot heard around the world. This is something that a lot of people do remember from their history books in school. So can you explain what that was?
So all of these events that we're talking about are really about gunpowder.
Yeah.
Which is the fuel for war. And so without gunpowder, you can't mount a defense. Without gunpowder, you can't conduct war or any kind of issue like that. So Lexington and Concord, British regulars were sent to Concord to secure the small arms and powder. They ran into folks with muskets and pistols, and all of a sudden you've got the shot heard around the world, which is really considered by most Americans to be the official start of the American Revolution.
Oh, amazing. So fascinating. Well, more interesting information to come as we start getting closer and closer, but I want people to know that there is going to be an event. It is at the Old Exchange Building and Provost Dungeon. This is on Saturday, April 19th, 9:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Make sure you go down there. And it's the Arms and Gunpowder Raids. You'll learn so much, as I did just now. Thank you both for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thanks for the opportunity.
We are back after this.